from the editorial department. The government claims that the country's nuclear power plants are entirely safe, and hence that the public's fear of nuclear accidents at these plants is groundless. The government also contends that its recent action to limit the nuclear industry's financial liability in the case of nuclear accidents at power plants is justified by the need to protect the nuclear industry from the threat of bankruptcy. But even the government says that unlimited liability poses such a threat only if injury claims can be sustained against the industry. And the government admits that for such claims to be sustained, injury must result from a nuclear accident. The public's fear, therefore, is well-founded.
All right, so what is our conclusion here?
Well, if I just went by the language, it would be the public's fear is well-founded.
Yeah, excellent. And so we start off with, so up until, like this is all opinion of others, right? We're like saying it's the government. The government says that nuclear power plants are entirely safe, and the public's fear of having these accidents is like, there's no reason to have those fears. They also say that recent action to like try to limit the nuclear industry's liability in the case of these accidents is justified. So they're trying to say that you can't sue us. It's okay that we're trying to limit you from being able to sue us because we have to protect the nuclear industry from the threat of bankruptcy. And all of a sudden I'm like, but then I'm like, well, if you're safe, why do you need to be protected? You know, like that sounds hypocritical to me, but okay.
Then, but.
And this is when the author's voice really starts to come in. But even the government says that unlimited liability poses such a threat only if injury claims can be sustained against the industry. So we're saying that unlimited liability poses a threat only if the industry claims can be sustained, and the government admits that for such claims to be sustained, injury must actually happen. So I should have like, this is actually industry. Anyway, so we're saying that the public's fear is well-founded. All right, go ahead and try this one.
If all the statements offered in support of the editor's conclusion correctly describe the government's position, which one of the following must be true on the basis of those statements? A, the government's claim about the safety of the country's nuclear plants is false. He said must be true. That's still in the back of my mind, but.
All right, we'll leave it.
Yep. The government's position on nuclear power plants is inconsistent. All right. I haven't X'd out B, just hold on.
All right, let's leave A and B.
The government misrepresented its reasons for acting to limit the nuclear industry's liability. They didn't do that.
Yeah, we didn't misrepresent it. Like we didn't say like, this is the reason we're doing it, and really other reason. They're pretty strict of, they're pretty honest about, we don't want the nuclear industry to go bankrupt.
D, unlimited financial liability in the case of nuclear accidents poses no threat to the financial security of the country's nuclear industry. That's not true.
Yeah, no threat to the financial.
Yeah, that's not true.
We actually know that would happen.
All right, so E, the only serious threat posed by a nuclear accident would be to the financial security. Oh, that's not true.
The only details that is the only.
I guess I don't finish reading it, but that's not true. Yeah. All right, so I got to go back to A and B. The government's claim about the safety of the country's nuclear power plant is false. It's false because they say it's entirely safe.
Okay. Is it? Do we?
Oh, hold on. Let me finish reading. Hold on, because I just hold on. Because initially they say it's entirely safe, and hence the public's fear of nuclear accident. The government also contends that it's recent actions. Oh, so now is that a parallel? Is that called parallel? Because they're saying one thing, then they say, well, what is that called?
Okay, hang on. Read B. We'll come back to it in a second. Read B for a second.
The government's position on nuclear power plants is inconsistent because they're saying it's entirely safe. And
So,
then he turns around.
So when in doubt, we want to go mild. So
So
be
B.
more mild. Yeah. And the reason is do we know for sure that the nuclear power plants aren't safe?
No.
No.
Okay.
But the government is inconsistent because they're saying they're safe. But then they come back and say, but we're also not going to let
Yes.
them have
Yes.
liability.
Yes.
It's
Yes.
inconsistent because if they were safe, why wouldn't you let them have liability?
Exactly. So that's what I went back.
That's why
Okay.
they're inconsistent. So that's why it's B.
Okay. Because when I saw the